The National Broadcasting Company at this time wishes to thank the editors and publishers of Galaxy Magazine for a special award which has just been presented to the program X-1. The award cites X-1 for the outstanding adaptation and the original method of presentation of adult science fiction stories to the vast audience that has shown increasing interest in this newest form of journalism. The NBC Radio Network is proud to receive this citation on behalf of X-1. NBC is also happy to acknowledge the enthusiastic response and support of the listening audience to this program. Your many letters of encouragement and constructive criticism are always gratefully received. Your criticisms carefully noted, and whenever possible, your suggestions acted upon. Please listen at the end of this program for a special free offer. And now, X-1. Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company presents X-1.
Tonight's story, Protective Mimicry, by Algis Budrys.
Frankly, I think I'll probably have to take my expense account clear up to the Central Gallic Civil Service Board. My friends tell me to forget it. But take it from me, a rap in the credit book like this isn't easy to laugh off. Not on a grade 4 civil service pay scale. So I've made my beef out in quadruplicate and filed it. Usually a special agent in United Galactic Federation's Department of the Treasury, Investigations Division, Currency Section, doesn't have much trouble with his swindle sheet. But this one's a corker. To understand, you got to know how they make the stuff. The Ungallic Mint is in New Geneva on Canopus 3. I remember I went around with the 40 Deci credit tour when I first joined the staff. The guide was a cute little brunette from one of the Rim stars who was later fired following an annual Pan Solstice office party. I didn't pay much attention to her spiel. She was dressed in the new Neo-Minoan style, but I got the general idea.
This is a demonstration machine, of course, but you will notice the indestructible fiber coming off that spool at the right. It goes into the slot in the machine there. Now, if you'll pass along, you see it goes between those two rollers through 6 or 7 chemical baths. No, I'm not sure what chemicals. That's restricted information. It's stamped, analyzed for flaws, dyed, and then run through this unit here. This is the most carefully guarded part of the process. The unit is removed from the plant each night and locked in the deep space vault on the satellite station directly overhead. After the strip emerges here, it is chopped into convenient lengths and carefully removed into armored cars. It is called money.
What does that secret unit do?
Well, that's a very good question. You see, the currency is non-defacable, fireproof, immune to wear, weather, and water. But the most important thing is an electronic pattern impressed into the fiber by that secret pattern. You all know when you cash a bill, it is passed over an electronic plate that reads the pattern. If the serial number and the pattern match, well, but if they don't, well, first I'll put an ordinary credit note over the beeper. There. Perfectly good. Now, a simulated counterfeit bill without the electronic pattern. Well, now, that wouldn't fool anybody long, would it?
Could anybody duplicate that electronic pattern?
Well, that's a very good question. Only the government has the equipment to put that in. Your currency is safe and sound. Don't you worry about that. Are there any more questions?
Yeah. How about a drink after the tour?
Well, Oh, that's a very good question.
It sure was. So was the answer. Well, getting back to money. The engraving, the chemical composition of the ink and the fiber would be tough enough to duplicate. But that electronic pattern snaps the clincher on it. That's why Chief Inspector Saxgard of my division looked sourly at me when I came into his office and spread a fistful of credit notes on his desk.
What's that?
What's it look like?
A handful of 50s. Why?
Put a couple of them over your beeper plate.
Okay. Well, they're perfectly okay. What's it all about?
Look at the serial numbers.
3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, M.
Look at the others.
3, 4, 5, 6, 5... What? Let me see them.
Save your eyes. They're all the same. 14 50-credit notes with identical serial numbers.
That's impossible.
And every one of them goes over a beeper plate, quiet as a sophomore climbing into a dormitory window after hours.
Also, where did you get these?
They came into the New York Clearinghouse from a branch on Deneb 11. The manager blew his top. He called us the minute he spotted them and sent them out to us.
How about the manager? Is he blabbing all over the Bankers Club about it?
I read the Un-Gallic Riot Act to him. He'll keep it under his hat.
Good. At least we won't have any financial panics for a while. Have you checked these through the lab?
Well, the ink and paper is government stock, and they match government beepers. The lab plates didn't squawk any more than yours did. Now, you could spend these anywhere as long as you only pass them one at a time.
Bumholzer, you know, since the beeper plate came in, we've been sitting on our tails in this department, building up our pensions.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Neither would I outside this office. But you know darn well nobody can expect to counterfeit a bill and get away with it. It's only because throughout the universe there's a certain percentage of people who will try anything once, and a corresponding percentage of purblind idiots who will accept anything with engraving on it as money that we're here at all. Now, I've seen cigar coupons and crayon sketches come into this office. I've seen premium offers from household magazines, jet bus transfers, where some people would try to pick a Yale lock with a quarter of a pound of butter. Now, the only reason any queer can pass is because some goggle-eyed nudnik neglects to use his beeper plate. But I worry. For 15 years, I've sat in this stinking office and waited for somebody to invent a matter duplicator.
Well, looks like you can stop worrying. Look at those bills, identical down to the whiskey stain in the corner.
All right, Bumholzer, you call transportation and get out to Deneb 11 and find out if anybody in that neighborhood has a matter duplicator, or if he hasn't, what he has got.
I picked up the department shuttle to the satellite and made fair connections up to Deneb 11. It's a 4-day run on drive, and I get free fall 6, so I was glad to hit the port in Glub, which, so help me, is the name of the only city on the place. Deneb 11 is what we call in the department a mud ball. It's a jungle world with an atmosphere like a swatch of Harris tweed. I was smoking a cigarette when I got off the shuttle, and the air I pulled in made the smoke taste like well-decayed leaf mold. I was wringing wet 2 minutes after I left the air-conditioned port. I noticed the local costume would get you arrested on any beach in the galaxy, but it didn't matter since there's nothing titillating about pasty skin dripping with weary perspiration. I checked in with the regional office and found the resident agent tinkering with his air conditioner.
Hi, Baumholzer. You know anything about the sealed power pack on this condenser?
Yeah, if you keep banging at it like that, you'll crack the seal on the atomic shielding, and your posterity will thank you. 3 heads at a time.
Oh, I guess I better not fool with it. Now, take off your pants and pull up a chair.
I don't mind if I do. Is it always this humid?
Oh, no. In the hot season, it's worse. I'd send for a replacement part, but the fax line isn't too reliable. The last time I sent for a sealed unit, they shipped back an overaged sea lion.
Yeah, I know. I was on Polar Station on Ganymede when my heater element broke down. I faxed for 3 feet of element, and they shipped me back 3 fetal elephants.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you're here about the queer bills, huh?
Yeah. Got any lines on it?
Well, my orders will lay off and let the central office handle it. Be my guest.
Any ideas?
No. Where do you figure to start?
Well, this is the only city. I'll have to check it out. Have you got a list of authorized beeper plates?
Somewhere. Let's see here. Oh, look out.
Why?
There's a whittle fly on your arm.
Hey, how does a thing that size get through the filters?
Insects on Deneb are tricky. This one is a non-filterable virus in the larval stage, then it blows up to this size. Carve his initials in your arm if he gets a good bite. That's why he's called a whittle fly.
The whittle fly was only one of the darlings that made the fair city of Glub a garden spot. They had one cute little tyke called the laboratory beetle, because when he bit you, he typed your blood and followed you around for days getting refills. I had one take a sample of me as I went out the door of the residency with a list of beeper plates, and he followed me from store to store while I checked every installation in the city. The little devil would step up to the bar every once and again to take another shot of my hemoglobin. I even tried ducking into men's rooms fast, but he'd be waiting for me when I came out. Well, I slogged through Glub for 3 days and then poured myself back into the residence office. Did he come in?
Who?
The laboratory beetle.
No, they usually hang around in the hall and wait. Sometimes when I've got a poker game going, you can see 3 or 4 of the little angels buzzing around outside waiting like chauffeurs outside the opera.
Wow.
I draw a blank?
Well, I found 7 defective beeper plates, but nobody remembers any queer bills being passed. You know, who checks serial numbers? They must have come in one at a time. And the clerks at the bank always were out to lunch and referred me to the next guy. You got any lotion for insect bites?
Desk drawer.
In a way, the beeper plates make it tougher. Nobody even looks at the bills anymore. Just throw them over the plate, and if no bells ring, it's okay.
Well, how about the other angle?
Matter duplicator? I checked invoices and purchase records. Nobody's been buying electronic parts that can't account for every tube. I thought I had something. One fellow bought 12 of those giant lithium cathode tubes, but it turned out his wife was having them wired as lamp bases. Well, I better be going. I hate to keep my little insect friend out there in suspense as to cocktail time.
You got another lead?
Yeah, I found a bar that makes a Tom Collins with real lemon juice instead of battery acid. I managed to duck my lab beetle in a revolving door. He went around twice and shot out into the street, so I settled down at a table at the bar and tried to make believe that I couldn't taste Den of 11 atmosphere in my Tom Collins. I was chewing on an ice cube when I looked up.
Mr. Baumholzer,
That's right.
I want to talk to you about money.
He was a terrestrial, but he'd been on Deneb a long time because he was wearing the native garment about the size of a 5-pound sugar sack. His hair, which was potato field gray, was arranged in the old-fashioned Presley style. You know, the ancient long sideburns, duck's tail in the rear that vice presidents wear in family-style banks. His ears had little bits of bone stuck in them, and his eyebrows wandered all over his face, and he stood about 6'8". And I waited him out, and presently he spoke up again.
You are the same Mr. Baumholzer who's been going around asking all those questions about duplicate ungallic notes?
That's right. Can I help you, Mr.
Munger, Duodecimus Munger.
Now, this bid's fair to be fascinating. I was under the impression that my mission here was just a wee bit on the secret side.
There are no secrets in Glub.
Now, won't you pull up a chair, Mr. Munger?
I'm afraid I haven't time.
Well, join me in a drink.
Are you really the Mr. Baumholzer that's working on this case for the Treasury Department?
Yeah, sure. Hey, you're not the fellow that's turning out these duplicates, are you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I am.
What?
And don't move. This is a Power 30 Mistral coagulator I have.
Look out with that thing. You've got it pointed at my head.
Yes, I've got it set on high charge. It will fuse your brain solid.
Well, what else is new?
Now, Mr. Baumholzer, stay right behind that table.
Now, let's not make any rash decisions now.
Well, I can't very well see how I could let you live.
Oh, come on. Try. All right, now drop the gun.
I'm afraid we'll be collecting a crowd.
Give me that. Don't try to pick it up.
I won't. I had something completely different in mind.
Just like in those ancient legends the archaeologists keep digging up, the ones with the hard-boiled detective and the beautiful blonde, I felt the traditional roof fall in on the back of my head. As I went black, I remember thinking how odd it was that it was happening to me some 500 years after Spillane the Scrivener. I came to in the same archaic fashion with my head going around in a free orbit around my neck.
Baumholzer, are you all right?
I can't see. I'm blind. Everything's black.
Well, open your eyes.
Oh. Where is he?
Who?
The guy who slugged me. What am I doing back at your office?
Oh, some bartender brought you in. I thought you passed out from too much lemon juice.
There was a guy named Munger. Which way did he go?
Beach meat Munger? Tall feller in native dress?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you might as well forget about it.
Why?
Well, I can order a pickup on him next time he's in town. They'll sock him away in a psycho ward for a while. Forget it.
Look, I am not an old lady calling up complaining that the nasty delinquents are teasing my cats. That Munger's tied in with the queer.
Him?
He said he was the passer.
Well, that can't be. Munger.
You got a file on him?
Yeah. I get a number of complaints on him, so do the local cops. Well, I didn't want to make trouble. He's a very wealthy man.
I'll bet. What does he do?
Well, he's a merchant or something at a native village. Once or twice a year he comes out and paints the town, but a counterfeiter?
I would like to talk to him again with the Mistral in my hand.
He had a Mistral? Well, that's a violation of a municipal ordinance. You're supposed to check him at the quarantine
Look,
gate.
I'm not investigating parking tickets and violations of the anti-noise laws. This is a counterfeiting case. Now, do you know where I can find him?
Well, he's probably gone back to his village.
Where's that?
Out in the jungle.
All right, get out your rubbers, friend. We're going out after him. Suppose you fill your bathtub full of mud, build a fire under it, turn on the shower, and crawl in and wallow a little. Do that, and you've got a fair idea of the Denebian jungle. I went out with Hall, the resident agent, and we started off.
Stick close, Baumholzer. Visibility is about 10 feet.
I'll eat everything I can see within 10 feet. Ow!
What happened?
I walked into a tree. Help me up out of the mud. We puddled on for a couple of hours. The rain was so thick I didn't see the trees until I bounced off of them and sat down in the warm mud. I reflected as I struggled to my feet what a terrible waste. In the beauty salons of Charles of the Ritz Asteroid, ladies from all over the galaxy paid thousands of credits for hot mud baths to take the wrinkles out and make their skin smooth and caressable. And here was I getting a much more thorough treatment every time I sat down. They issue a lot of special equipment from department stores, and it all functioned perfectly. My neo-latex galoshes were fine, but stuck in the mud. My Minipower goggles and wipers kept my eyes clear, but they didn't keep me from crashing into every tree. My leak-proof sportsman's flashlight stayed dry as a bone, but powerful as it was, it couldn't light up more than 3 feet in the pelting rain. Paul, the resident, led the way, consulting a compass and a waterproof map, and finally we stopped, and I noticed that there wasn't any rain coming down on me.
It's a rain shelter. The natives build them.
Kind of them.
Well, they're on all the trails. If you go more than a day in the rain, you go punchy from water drumming on your hat.
I believe it.
Well, now, don't sit down. You'll sink in.
I don't know. Theoretically, a broader base should keep you from sinking, like snowshoes.
Well, also increases the suction.
I'll stand. How far's Munger's village?
Well, either 2 miles or 22. I can't read the map very well.
Hey, wait a minute. Listen.
Well, that's the rain.
No. You hear that squelching? Somebody's coming.
Oh, yeah. From over there.
Natives?
Maybe.
There he comes.
Well, we've got first pick on the shelter. It's a native tradition. First come, first dry.
Yeah, there's somebody out there, all right.
Who's there? Who is it? A friend of mine, Mr. Baumholzer.
All right, Munger. Where did you come from?
Don't move. I have several friends pointing long spears at your kidney. Ole! Ole! Shall we go, gentlemen, back to my village? I believe you were looking for it.
Munger was so intent on me that he didn't seem to notice as Hall sidled off into the darkness, and when he did, he set up a desperate cackle. He had a few of his fraternity brothers chase down the trail with spears waving wildly, but they came back murmuring some kind of a Choctaw, which seemed to carry the implication that Hall had gotten away like a big-bottomed turtle.
Well, Mr. Baumholzer, your companion's action has saved your life for a while.
Yeah, he'll bring back a platoon of Marines, and they'll reduce that village to a bullion cube.
We'll just have to hold you as a hostage in case help should arrive.
Thanks.
At any rate, shall we get back to the village?
He had about 10 natives with him, each one about 7 foot tall, with those big, flat feet that evolved on Deneb for walking in primordial ooze. They were dressed in the standard native loincloth with matching accessories, namely 10-foot spears. When, as we started out along the trail, I got a good look at Munger's loincloth, it was composed of tastefully arranged 1,000-credit notes. Well, by the time we got back to the village, the rain had stopped. The humidity, of course, was still 120%, and the only difference was that the moisture just loitered around rather than actually falling. There was some kind of a clam bake going on in the village. The natives were pounding a couple of drums, and as far as I could see, getting rapidly stinko on some kind of jungle juice that they passed around in huge gourds. They were leaping and dancing, and as far as I could tell, doing snappy sayings and fancy patter as I sat on some kind of a low mushroom and tried to ignore the 2 spears that were pressed against my throat. It felt as if a nervous barber was trying to shave me with his razor tied on the end of a 10-foot pole. After a bit, Munger strode up to me with all the dignity of the lord of the jungle, and he waved the spears a foot away, pulled up a mushroom, and sat down.
Actually, you know, that wasn't a native rhythm at all. The original Danubian music is a kind of quiet, flute-like melody, something like Mozart.
That didn't sound very flute-like.
Yes, I know. One of the first terrestrial anthropologists out here to study the Denebs took recordings of their music. And then, to be polite, he played them in a few recordings that he'd made on an earlier field trip. Unfortunately, they were from that lost rocket colony on Ceres. Their music was a degenerate ancient form called, I believe, Roland Rock. The Denebs liked it. And they've been doing it ever since.
What's the party?
They're propitiating the tree. I don't know why. It's never failed yet. But they're very conservative. They've got to go into this act every night before I can do my stuff. Lasts all night. Want a drink?
No, thanks.
Oh, I wish I had a fifth of something civilized. I've been drinking this native swamp water for much too long.
He was right. They kept it up all night, and I sat trying to figure out in which hut Munger kept his machinery to make those duplicate bills. Finally, the weak light that passes for dawn on Deneb came up, and the natives quit hollering.
Let's go, Bonanza. I hate to keep a man in suspense. You're curious about those duplicate bills. Well, now you're going to find out how it's done.
Well, it's good of you to show me. I suppose your theory is that I'll never live to tell about it.
That's very sensible of you. I like a man who can face facts.
We walked across the mud square to the base of a tremendous tree, which I gathered was the guest of honor for last night's shivaree. I still couldn't see the connection, but I was willing to wait. The natives sat around in a deathly hush, and Munger and I stepped forward.
You notice? Nothing up my sleeves. As a matter of fact, no sleeves.
And not much arm, either.
Now, I take this 50-credit note. Care to examine it?
Oh, I've seen it, and 14 others like it.
Yes, I only use a 1,000-credit bill when the natives need new loincloths. These 50s are a lot easier to dispose of.
Oh, I don't know. I traced them to you.
But that was a mistake. One of my contacts got a little greedy, spent too many bills in one place. All right. Now, I used to have the natives make a loud noise, but I'll use your gun instead here. You see, I take this bill, fold it, so, and so, and so. And there.
What are you making a paper plane for?
Just watch. I raise the note in one hand, I aim at the tree, and I fire your gun up in the air. Like this.
As he let fly with my gun, Munger sailed the paper airplane straight at the tree, and it sailed right into the foliage.
Now watch.
The bill came sailing back out of the leaves, and right behind it came another one. And then the air was filled with paper planes, squadrons, wings, armadas of paper airplanes, each one made up of a folded 50-credit note. They sailed out over the whole village, and Munger set the natives to collecting them and bringing them back.
There you are. There'll be several thousands of them. Look.
Genuine. Absolutely genuine. And I suppose they'd go over a beeper plate without a tinkle.
Startling, isn't it?
Protective mimicry.
Yes, precisely. You know, I discovered this tree 6 years ago while I was attempting to evade the clutches of the law on a confidence rap. I swung an axe at it to blaze a trail, and 50 axes came bouncing back at me.
Well, I never heard of any plant developing mimicry to this extent. I know some plants and animals assume dangerous life forms as a camouflage, but this...
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not a botanist. All I know is that you scare the tree with a loud noise. You throw something at it, and it duplicates what it thinks is the danger. Well, speaking of danger, it doesn't look as if your colleague is bringing any help. Oh, I'll miss your company. Interesting. You'll be shot with your own gun.
Now, look, Munger.
Don't wriggle. I hate a moving target. What is that?
Looks like the cops, Munger, at the edge of the village.
Home holster, where are you?
We outnumber them. I'll get you anyway.
No.
You can't run away from me. I'll shoot.
broke for the other side of the square, and just as he shot at me, I tripped over a pot and went flying smack into the tree. Well, that's about it. Here we sit in the spaceport on Deneb 11, and I'm darned if I'll pay our transportation back until I hear that the office is going to okay my expense account. Munger? Oh, he's in jail at New Alcatraz. Once he missed a shot at me, it was all over. After I fell into the tree, he didn't stand a chance against us. That's right. Us. All 168 of me. Right, Ed?
Right. Right.
You have just heard X-1.
Here is an important special announcement. In appreciation of bringing adult science fiction to the listening audience through the medium of this program, X-1, Galaxy Magazine wishes to make the following free offer to our listeners. For the first 2,500 who write in requesting it, we will send a sample copy of Galaxy Magazine at absolutely no cost. This is an opportunity to read the finest in adult science fiction, just as you listen to it each week here on X-1. To get your free sample copy of Galaxy, just write a postcard or letter to X-1, NBC, Radio City, New York 20, New York, and ask for your free copy. Be sure to print your name and address plainly on your card or letter. This offer can be made only once, so if you want your own free copy of this leading science fiction publication, be sure to write without delay. Here is the address again. Write to X-1, NBC, Radio City, New York 20, New York. Your sample copy of Galaxy will be sent to you without obligation of any kind.
Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you Protective Mimicry, written by Algis Budrys, and adapted for radio by Ernest Kanoy. Featured in tonight's cast were Mandel Kramer, Terry Keane, Charles Penman, Dick Hamilton, and Wendell Holmes. This is Roger Tuttle. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Remember, for your free sample copy of Galaxy, just send a postcard to X-1, NBC, Radio City, New York 20, New York. Now be sure to print your name and address plainly on your card. This offer can be made only once, so if you want your own free copy of this leading science fiction publication, be sure to write without delay. The address again, X-1, NBC, Radio City, New York 20, New York. The Roaring Twenties in song and story. Hear Gordon MacRae in The Best Things in Life Are Free tonight.
Yeah, let's do this indeed. Good morning, weirdos. How are you? Hi, Sam. Good morning. I got Sam here with me today. So, he's my co-host here. There's Sam, my co-host. Here's Bessie, my other co-host. Hi, Bessie. Hi, Bessie. Squinty McGinty. Hi, Bessie. Hi, how are you? I know it's time for cereal bar, huh? Yeah, it's time for the cereal bar. You guys are too much. And they're coming. And there she goes. So anyway, here I am, drinking coffee, talking to myself. My dog looks at me like, why do you sit and talk to yourself? That's what I do, Sam. That's good. That's good coffee, Sam. Hi, Sam. How are you? How's it going? He really has a lot to say this morning. My goodness. Look at these. Look at this. Look at that face. Look at that face. He just won't shut up this morning. Look at him. Oh, Sam. He seems to have a lot on his mind. So what's going on, buddy? What's up? How are you? You want to come closer? You want to come sit closer to me? There. There you go. I don't want to cover you up. I mean, I want to cover you up, but I want to be able to see your face on camera. That adorable little face. There we go. And let's see. There we are. There's that face. There's that face. Oh, he's such a sleepy face in the morning. He may have to go to sleep. Yep, he may have to just go out. Oi. Look at that kid. Oh, look at that kid. He's such a good-looking kid. Oh, my buddy. Good morning, Sam. You're such a good boy. Oh, I just love my big Sam. You're such a good buddy. Yes, you are the good buddy one. That's right. Cereal bar. It's a ritual. It's a necessity. Oh, so anyway. I see. Yes. I see. There's that. How about this? No, not that. Not that. This. Oh, it needs to come back a little. Yeah. And there's that. Yeah, there you go. That's him. Pardon my nose. Notice anything different? guess you gotta be there to notice anything, right? Hi, Sam. Yeah. So, like, for sure. Hi, Sam. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing there, sweet lips? Hi. Hi. Yes, Sam, we're just going to sit here this morning and we're just going to talk and drink coffee. And yes, eat the cereal bar. You know the routine. You're going to have some at the end. You're so cute. So cute. He's adorable in the morning. You wake up, you roll over and look at it, open your eyes, and he's on the pillow right there next to you. His head right on the pillow. He looks at you like, get off of my pillow. He does not. He's a sweetheart. Sam loves to share. Sam's a good boy. He loves to share. Yes. Good buddy. Good stuff, good stuff. So, good morning, everyone. How are you? It is, wow. Oh, it's 8:20. What do you know? It's August 20th. What do you know about that? Mm-hmm. No, what do you know about that, Sam? Do you know anything about that? Is that why I'm getting these looks? He's a pretty smart guy. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Should have told my daughter to leave her Switch out here for me. Yeah, I feel like playing. I feel like screwing around, you know. Maybe I'll get a little TV tray over here and sit and play some solitaire. Because I don't give a rat's ass. I really don't. I don't give a rat's ass. Or a rat's arse. I don't give a rat's arse. Oh, you were so cute. You were just so adorable. Mm-hmm. 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 The Asians. The Asians. The Asians. The Asians. Well, she knows. She senses it when it gets down to the end of the bar. And there it is. There you have it. You're a fruit bar. A little chewy. Oh, you're so cute. Everything you do is cute. Look at this. You're just too cute, Sam. You know that, right? There's nothing there for you to get. Oh, Sammy. You ready to go to bed now? You ready to go night-night? I know it's too early for you. I can see it in your eyes. You ready to go to bed? Okay, why don't you go to bed now? Okay, go to bed. Good night, Sammy. There's no more food. It's all gone. You ate it all. There's not even a crumb. I gave you the crumbs too. It's just coffee, see? That's it. Good night, Irene. Well, it seems as though I'm alone again, naturally. Naturally. So I didn't get into the yard yesterday. I was going to go out and do some preliminary work for paving stones, and my wife decided that we should go into our travel trailer / storage and look for paperwork, right? And gather up all of our paperwork that's kind of strewn throughout all of our storage stuff throughout the decades. So we did. We gathered stuff up, and we found paperwork going back 15, 20 years, which was, remarkable, since usually people throw shit out after a couple of years. And then I sat down at my computer, and I pulled from all of the different hard drive locations on the external hard drive. I took all of the photographs, family photographs, over the last 20 years, and put them all in one location. I think I went back as far as 2005. I think was the furthest back that I had actual digital photographs. So now I need to get into the actual boxes of photographs, right, and go through all of those, and then at some point they're going to have to be scanned. They're going to have to get scanned into the computer, but there's just so many. It's just a lot of work. What I need is one of those scanners where I can just set in a stack, and it just pulls it in, scans it, 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 and then it just all dumps into a file. That's what I need, because I got hundreds, if not a few thousand photographs that I need to scan. Not to mention the yearbooks that I need to scan for next year's event. Yeah, I really need to look into a printer. Right. Hi, bud. You want to hang out with me, huh? You don't want to go to bed? Oh, my buddy. Oh, you're such a good buddy. You know that, right? You know you're the best buddy in the world. Oh, my nose. I just want to get that nose. I just want to get that nose and squeeze it. Oh, you're so cute, Sam. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, Sam. Sorry I'm keeping you awake. You're such a good boy to sit there and try to stay awake while I'm talking. You can go to sleep. I'm gonna let you go to sleep, okay? Because you really want to go to sleep. So Dormate, little guy, go to sleep. I'm just gonna sit here and drink coffee and get loaded, buddy. Ain't nothing unusual about that. Yep. I remember when I used to do these morning rituals with someone, right? Throughout the early decades of my life, I used to get up in the morning and do this with actual humans. Yes. Isn't that better? Little OCD, straighten it out. Ho ya to ya. KMT rocks. As does my dog. My dog kicks ass. She is the best buddy ever. If you want a dog buddy, he's your buddy. He's a really cool buddy. Buddy. Yeah, man, I wish I had that game thing. I could go in there and steal it while she's sleeping. 'Cause she ain't gonna miss it. She's out. She was probably up all night playing anyway. She's, yep, quite the adult. She's gonna hang on to Summer right up to the end. Right up till the end. I think she starts at the university next week or the week after. I think it's the week after next, right? What is it? So today is the 20th. Kajigger. And next week on Sunday, actually this coming Sunday, we're going to go see ELO. We're going to go see Jeff Lynne and ELO finally. Back in 98, I saw ELO 2, which was the band without Jeff Lynne. They traveled for decades. I think they still tour. ELO 2. And basically they just did all the ELO songs, all the best ELO songs. It was pretty great. I don't remember how I found out about the concert. I think it was through a friend, Andrew, who lived and worked down there, and then talked me into coming down there and living and working. Worked out really, really great. Not so much for us, but for me it did. That's where I met my wife down there. I'm getting a little glitchy. How come I'm glitchy? Maybe it's just me. Yeah. Son of a glitch. Yeah. And I've wanted to see ELO since I was a wee lad and listened to it on the radio, you know. Telephone Line, I think, was probably the one song that was my first ELO song. It was probably on the radio. I'm sure I had heard other songs from ELO on the radio, but Telephone Line was the one that stuck when I was a kid, right? Probably 9 years old, hearing it on the radio. And then right back to meeting my wife in 98. That song, Telephone Line, was actually being played in the warehouse where my wife worked when I met her. when I first heard her laughing, right? So Telephone Line was playing, but it was the Espanol version of Telephone Line, right? Heavy stuff. And I'm listening to this going, hey, wait a second. This is Telephone Line by ELO, right? And it's all in Espanol, and I'm going, wow, this is heavy. And they know this. The song is like, it's one of those songs that everybody knows, and they're all singing along and stuff in Espanol, and I'm going like, this is fucking bizarre, this is weird shit, one of my favorite songs, and here it is, being played anew. It's great. This is just great. This is fucking great, man. This is awesome shit. Yeah. So like anyways, what was I saying? Oh right, I wasn't saying much of anything. It's August 20th. It's August 20th. That's what I was saying. 2024. So 8/20/2024. Yeah. It's sure. Here. Arr. Okay. So it's Totally Television Tuesday, if anybody wants to talk about Totally Television Tuesday. I got lots of Totally Television stuff to talk about, because that's all I do is watch TV. So all you gotta do is say, hey man, let's talk about this. And then I'll say, I don't want to fucking talk about that, damn it. What do you think I am, some kind of talking guy? I don't give a rat's ass, okay? I just don't. I don't give a rat's arse. I don't. Oh, so I uploaded X-1s yesterday. And of course I'm listening to one this morning and I'm going, jeez, I fucked up again. I got one that's got the wrong title on it. It's titled as this, and I left the audio track from the previous one in there, and that's fucked up. So now I gotta go through and I gotta correct. Yeah. So, and it is Lifeboat Mutiny. Mutiny Fix from Protective Mimicry. My Cree. Shut up, stop saying that. Right. Okay, here you go. Let's go to this camera, because I like that camera. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress there. What is it gonna do about it, mister? Yeah, I'm trying to fit in all these elements to my world. And I'm just gonna keep adding, subtracting, changing that radio. That darn radio. Radio active. Alright, I'm gonna go in. Anybody wanna come with me? Anybody? Yeah. Ritual. Tell them about Ritual. Rich who? I don't know him. I can do this. I'm at home. There. So if you're looking at this little thing hanging on the corner of my thing here, a little round thing, that is a poker chip. That is an actual poker chip. I just went and stuck a bunch of random things to the top of my laptop there. And if you're on a really big screen TV, you might be able to read some of it. But I don't keep a real clear camera. Who wants to look at my face clear, right? Ah, jeez. Jeez, put a bag on. When they made those Hooya Tooya stickers, they should have done some kind of spell check with a what you call it, an English teacher, you know, because Hooya is not Y-A-H. That's not ya. Hooya. Yeah, Hooya. 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 Oh. Yeah, oh, that's, this is why I have the long cam. This is why I have the long cam. So that I can get up and walk around my room and still be on camera. Isn't this great? Isn't this great? I'm here, so I can go over here, look down in here, and see. Thing here. This little package. And it's radioactive. It's radioactive. Ooh, it's radioactive. Why does he keep saying radioactive? It's a song, Harry. What's that? You want to see this? You want to see what I'm doing? I know. You're such a chismoso. So this contains a few round items. What is this item? This item. Oh, this is a Santana in Concert poster from 19-something. June 29th. Santa Cruz. Bass Outlets. I can't really get a hold of that date, but there's that. It's a Santana concert poster. One of the many stupid things that I keep lying. I'm not even a Santana fan. It's just I wind up with this shit. Any Santana fans out there? Right? And then this looks like a 1983 calendar, curtain thingy, fabric calendar. That's pretty neat. This rubber band here has degraded, so it's no longer holding this. Okay, so this here. They still haven't got it right, have they? They still ain't got it right. That's my Hooya poster. That's definitely going to go to the, what you call it? The, what are you? The drawing next year at the event. That will definitely be on. I'm going to put it in a frame. I'm going to get it framed, and then I will take it and hang it up at the event. Sorry about all this ruckus here. I gotta get it in right there. It is. So this will be framed and hung up at the event on the stage, and it will be given away to a lucky drawing winner, as will many other items such as that. Right? I've been curating a whole bunch of stuff. Right? Are you into the Grateful Dead? Because I could probably hook you up with several Grateful Dead items. Yeah. You know, an LP, a couple of LPs, a couple of 8-tracks, maybe even a 45. Probably not. I don't think they ever did 45s, right? But I could hook you up with 8 tracks, a little portable player, some other Dead memorabilia, mementos. All right, I'm going to warm up this coffee. I'm not going to warm it up. I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to get this shit hot. Up in here. I dig this new room, you know. Look, my head's on camera. Isn't that bitchin'? Can come in here and sit down with my pal Sam. I can get up and walk around my room. This is much better. I feel a lot freer with this camera. You know, of course, I can always do this. We can always get intimate, you know. Hey, what's up, dude? What's up here? Here, man, take it here. Shh. He's a bad influence, Marge. Leave alone, Harry. He's trying to be social. You should learn a thing or two. Shut up, Marge. Stop it with that communism shit. Stop it. Alright, so here we go. My dog's still, he's looking at me like, you're really talking to yourself now, dude. You are really talking to yourself. When I start, you know how you pretend that you're your dog and you talk for him, right? I do that to him and he looks at me like, don't fucking put words in my mouth, you bastard. I didn't say that. He does. You know, when I pretend I'm Bessie, oh, I'm Bessie, oh, what are you doing? Hey, can I have a piece of that? I want some. You know, she's like, hey, that's me. When I try to do Sam, he says, you ain't getting me right. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sorry, Sam. Sorry. I'm sorry, Sam. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Alright, I need to get Bong ready here. Yeah. Jack Tough and double ready. That's what I'm saying. Did he say jacked up? Yep. That's me. I'm all jacked up. Because I got a jack under me. It jacked me up. And now you can change my tire. Yeah. See, too much sleep. And I'm just getting delirious. Anyway, for those of you joining us this morning, this is Sam. He's my co-host. Say something, Sam. He talks with his eyes. So, yeah. Totally. Working with our new affiliate in Los Angeles, KMET, and we'll be bringing news and commercials from KMET on a regular basis in the evenings. So be sure to tune in. Listen to this. Be sure to tune in at night 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and watch some nighttime nonsense and nostalgia, where I start the show off with television commercials and end the show with television commercials. I do plenty of radio commercials and news, while I play no less than 16 old-timey 1920s and 30s songs. Ain't that something? And it's a whole lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun. YouTube is allowing me to use a lot of this stuff because I'm not monetized. I'm not looking to make money off of this channel. It's not my bag, baby. I'm doing this to have fun. You know, with me, this is more like an end-of-life quest. You know, it's like I'm gonna go check it out and see what's out there in the world, and I'm gonna share myself with the world. Hi world, here I am. Here's the things that I like. You want to talk about it with me, world? I ain't getting much talking. But hey, at least I'm sharing. At least I'm sharing, and I ain't Farron, and my name ain't Karen. What? What movie? What movie? What movie? Tell me what movie? Nobody will figure that one out. Nope. The little girl rats. Well, hello. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy your little stem? Here. You and your lumber. Come to lumbre. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Am I glitchy this morning? Son of a glitch. I'm trying not to be, okay? I'm trying. You can see my toes wiggling. I got little toes. They look like a flipper. Flipper, 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 flipper. Flipper, 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 flipper. I know. I left the mic on just for you. I know how much you like those sneezes. Them sneezers. I like them sneezers. Totally. So yeah, we digging around yesterday. Found all kinds of crazy stuff. I found some little rocks, some little stones, polished stone. Looks like some kind of quartz or something. This is an unpolished piece of white quartz, I believe is what they call it. Now this one here, it's purple. It's purple and it's got layers. You can't see it for shit, but see? Maybe if I do this camera and do that. Can you see it? A little better. It's kind of purplish. It's got a lot of white lines running through it. And then I found a little itty bitty giant, little itty bitty tiny baby tiger's eye. You can't really see that for shit either, huh? Tiger's eye. There you go. Rawr. El Tigre. Turtley, dude. Turtley. Turtley, dude. Oh, that's right. Looky here. I was going to do me a bong hit. Yeah, because it's morning time. And that's when my pain is the greatest. Yeah. By the time this evening rolls around, I'm going to be going, pot, what? Pot? Oh, right. I should probably take a hit. Because it's the morning time. I really need to kind of detach myself from that pain. But as the day goes on, I will smoke less and less until I get to the evening where it's like, I'm done. I'm done. I get pretty. If I can leave the pain in the other room, then I can sit it here at the computers and do stuff. heaven help me if I can't get away from that pain. Then I'm just miserable, you know. Then I just want to crawl back into bed. And I spent way too many days there before. Oh, look at that one. That one's a little piece of, oh yeah, that's that polished, dark kind of quartz. Turtly, dude. Turtly. Yeah. Here we sit, broken-hearted. Thought we finished, but only started. No! That's not how it goes. I saw it on the bathroom wall. That's not how it goes. That's how it goes in my book. No, I gotta write another note. Earplugs. Chair cane. Room. And I reckon it's just going to be 2 nights, right? I mean, we're going to get out there pretty early the day before. My daughter really wants to go to this concert like 3 days before this festival. And I'm like, I don't know. If you can get your cousin to do that with you, that's great. If not, because I don't, you know, festival is going to be hard enough. It's an all-day thing. I mean, all fucking day, you know. And I don't think I can do an all-day thing. There's a lot of, there's going to be a lot of great acts there that I want to see at this when we were young festival, right? But see if I can. There it is. I'm hoping that I can just go to the last part of the day, right? And just see the last, because Motion City soundtrack is about as far down as I want to go on the big list of people here. All American Rejects, Pierce the Veil, Jimmy Eat World, Taking Back Sunday, The Used, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance. Yeah, all of these guys are what I want to see, right? So hopefully it'll work out to where I won't have to go in. I don't want to go into the whole thing. I don't want to spend all day there just so that I can see one band here and one band there. And I don't want them sprinkled in throughout the day. I want the headliners at the end. And I want to show up at the end and watch just the headliners, the last, 8 bands or something, whatever it's going to be. I don't even know if I can take that much. I've already seen Fall Out Boy and Motion City soundtrack. So it's not going to kill me if I don't see Motion City soundtrack. It'd be a bummer. But I got to think of my own freaking well-being, right? My daughter, she's going to be 20 by then, right? She's 19 now. She's going to be 20. She's starting university. So she's got all the energy in the world for this kind of shit, friend who's her age is going as well. Now, if it comes down to it, and she finds a friend or family member who wants to go in my stead, then I got no trouble going to Las Vegas just to be a chaperone and to pick up and drop off and sit in a motel room and, you know, get high and watch YouTube, right? I could do that, you know. A concert buddy is more than just going to a concert with somebody. Sometimes it means not going to a concert, right? And letting others go and just being the ride, just being the man with the plan, right? I can totally dig that, you know. My father did that. I learned from the best, you know. Sometimes he would just pick us up, drop us off at a concert, and then come pick us up later, right? Hey, where's your dad? Isn't he supposed to be? He'll be here. He'll be here. An hour later after the show, the parking lot's empty, right? And here's the old man pulling up. Yeah, I got stuck in Hollywood, screwing around. It's all good, man. It's all good. So it won't be my first time sitting in the car during a show, right? Or sitting a show out, just being the ride. I don't mind. I enjoy it. You know, knowing that my daughter is going to be in there watching this show, bawling her eyes out. That's enough. She's going to be teared out. You know, not only is she going to be sweated out, she's going to be she's going to come out. She's going to be a raisin. She's going to lose so much moisture from all the sweating and crying, right? Totally. Yeah, we were watching the last concert that we went to, The Killers, and we're watching Mr. Brightside, and we're just loving it, right? And I look over at her, and I got tears in my eyes, and look over at her, and she's just bawling. It's like, yeah, that's us. A couple of saps. Yeah, music really means a lot to my daughter and to myself, and it's one of those things that just really connects us, right? We can sit and talk about music all day long, you know, and she'll talk about her music, and I'll listen because it's my music, you know. Anything that she listens to is my music. Anything that I listen to is her music, and you can tell by her playlists, you know. She'll be getting all of a sudden something will pop on from my era, you know, and I'll go, yeah, that's my girl. You know, she knows just what to play. So, you know, when we were young, October 20th in Las Vegas at the festival grounds, yeah, I either go or I don't go. It's not gonna, you know, if I don't go, it's okay. If I go, I'm going to have a blast, and I'm going to probably bawl my eyes out during a few sets, right? And I'll be the old guy off to the side, sitting on a stool, you know, with his hands propped up on the cane, going, yeah, rocking on, man. Totally. Can you dig it? Baby, can you dig your man? So yeah, that's a couple of months away. It's 2 months exactly, October 20th. This is August 20th. So that'll be great. Sunday we're going to ELO. And then she tells me, so if I find a concert in September to go to and a concert in December to go to, I will have gone to a concert every month this year. And I'm like, oh, I've created an animal. She's a monster. She's a concert monster. She is. She's, you know, it's like, I go to all of these shows, and these are she doesn't talk like this. She hates it when I pretend to be her and I talk like I'm from the valley. She's like, oh, dude, come on, you old fart. But no, it's, I'm like, okay, you go. Find those concerts. Try to find them close. ELO is playing 40 minutes down the road at the Acrisure Arena. It's a small, brand new hockey rink, right? 11,000 people max. This place is so freaking small. It is so intimate. Even if it's at one end of the arena, right? You're still so freaking close. And then if he walks out and has a peninsula, if he has a stage that walks out, he's already so close. We saw Harry Styles there, and I literally could have reached out and touched him. It felt so close. You know, when you can actually see the expression on their freaking face, that's nice, that's close. So, Sunday, woo, another daddy-daughter concert, or daughter-daddy concert, because she's doing all of this, you know. She's the concert monster. I just say, when are we going, and how far am I driving, right? And then she takes care of everything else. She's really come into her own as far as going out and doing this kind of stuff, you know. Granted, she doesn't get a whole lot of time to adult in other directions other than college, university, and concerts. You know, I mean, that's it. She goes out with her friends and does stuff. And they're all the same age. You know, they're all about 19 to 21. So that's pretty cool. She's got such a good head on her shoulders, right? She's just... I gotta break out that Killers poster that she got. In fact, we're gonna have to pick up frames. Got to get her a frame, and I've got to get frames for photos. I just put a bunch more photos over on the messenger that I want to print, and then a bunch that I need to take to the printer, the shirt printer, and talk to that guy. Those peeps. But I need some more 8x10 frames. The more 8x10 frames I have, and the more little hooks I have on my wall back here, the more often I can change out the photos, right? And I really want to get into doing that, you know. I want to swap out those photos. I think I might have to look at changing this image here. What do you think about black and white, or a sepia, some kind of burned out color here, something kind of washed out and old looking? I think that would have a better feel to it. Because I really like this shot. This shot's starting to come along. Oh, there's that plant trying to creep into the picture again. I keep trying to tuck it back, but it wants to shine. It wants to get into the picture, baby. Yeah, baby. Sam keeps eyeballing me. He's like, man, would you shut up? I'm trying to sleep here. I know, Sam, I know. There's a lot of music here on this event. And it's cool. It's cool. I mean, if I was even 10, 15 years younger, this would be nothing. If it was neck injury, that would be even better. Right? I think that's about 15 years pre-neck injury. Man, I was doing good then. I had a fantastic job down in Palm Springs. I was a mover and a shaker in the company. I was starting to make my place there, you know. And then I got injured in a stupid, you know, accident moving fucking furniture. it totally screwed me up. Oh, you want to get in and lay down? And I was never the same. Never the same. And of course, as soon as you get injured, they start thinking about themselves and insurance and liability, and they just, okay, you're not part of the family anymore, go away. We don't want to talk to you. Talk to the lawyers. And it's like, fuck. You know, I didn't want that. I just wanted to get better and go back to work. I loved that job. And it tainted me. It jaded me. You know, once again, I was, you know, fucked over by somebody who claimed to be, you know, we're family. We care about our, and it was all bullshit. It's always bullshit. Anytime somebody says you're like family, they're trying to get something out of you for free, because that's what family does, right? Cheap labor. So I don't fall for that bullshit anymore. And then I really got into working for myself, doing handyman stuff. And you know, once I was injured, it took me years to bounce back. You know, 18 months of doing frickin' Norcos, popping pills, because that's what they do. You walk into the doctor's office, they hand you a bottle of pills, and then you go in and see the doctor. It's like, okay. I stopped taking pills. I was just stacking them up. I had jars of unopened pills, you know, and then I eventually switched back over to marijuana for pain relief and depression control, and it worked. And after 18 months of taking pills, I stopped. After a year of getting my act back together, I went to college for 2.5 years and rehabilitated myself with the pain. Pain's still here. Pain ain't going away. But I can do stuff, and I'm used to the pain. So I went to college and got straight A's, 2.5 years straight. It was great. It was great. My daughter just graduated from the same college. And that's fucking great, with straight A's. We were both on the dean's list, both on the president's list, both on the honors, both asked to join sororities. Not sororities, fraternities, right? She joined. I didn't. I just, you know, I wasn't moving on, so it wasn't going to help me. Of course, she was moving on, so she joined to get that extra little boost of help. Don't ask me what sorority that she joined. I couldn't tell you. I'm bound not to speak about it under punishment of tickling. And I hate to be tickled. Unless I'm tickled pink. But you stay away from my pink parts with those feathers. Oh. What the hell's he talking about now? I don't know. I just open up my jaw and my lips start slapping. It's my therapy, babies. Have some therapy with me. Just push the microphone on your little device here and start talking to me. And then hit send. And whatever it says, that's what it says, right? Go ahead, I dare you. Go ahead, I'll wait. Go ahead. No, really. I bet you won't do it. I bet you won't. Just talk into your phone. Whatever's on your mind. And hit send. Because all I'm doing is the same. I'm just opening this thing up and going and then hitting send. And there you are, world. There you have it. Gosh, I could do this all morning here. At least until the coffee's gone and I pass right the fuck back out again. Because that's a distinct possibility. It's a possibility that I might just go back to sleep, babies. And that's okay. I only got about 3.5 hours sleep last night, so. And I don't think I took a nap yesterday. Boy, he's really digging himself in. Oh yeah, he's going hard. He's like, would you shut up? I'm trying to sleep here. Okay. No, really. if you can have your cappuccinos and your lattes, you know, and your your morning whatevers, your Bloody Mary, your Irish coffee, or even your cigarettes and your nighttime wine, you know. Would you begrudge me some Bong Hits if it helps my pain? Would you? Would you unfriend me 'cause I'm a stoner? Would you? 'Cause I wouldn't do the same to you. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. If I said to you, I don't know you, you don't know me, let's get to know each other, what would you do then? Would you get mad at me? 'Cause I'm just speaking the truth? Would you take it personally if I said, you don't know me? You never really know me. Yeah, we've known each other, what, my entire life? But do we really know each other? No. Have you taken the time to? No. Do you want to take the time to? I guess not. Because that's why I'm here, babies. I'm just here to spread the love, put myself out there and just say, hey, let's talk, let's rap, man. Let's rap. Right? Oh, yeah, he wants to rap. You want to rap? Hi, let's rap. Let's rap, buddy. Oh, it's a little warm in there. You're so cute, Sam. Oh, my goodness. You're just too cute. No, you're not on camera. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I'm just here, you know, trying to make some kind of connection with the world. So I figured 2 shows a day, 5 days a week. That's reaching out. Especially this show. This show is the reaching out show. The nighttime show, that's the entertaining show. That's the entertainment. Oh, you want to bring it down? Was a little toasty up there in that chair. You want to go with Mom? Or with Natalia? Huh? Let's see. You want to go outside or something? No? Well, anyway, I better nuke this coffee a little. There it is. It's dropped. So now I got to adjust this air. Because it's getting a little bit chilly in here. So, good morning once again. How are you? Coffee's hot and plentiful, as are the Bong Hits. Yeah, so I started this channel out with the intention of getting to know the world and finally putting myself out there for the world to kind of get to know me. I know that seems very self-serving, but how else am I going to travel? How else am I going to get around to meet people? I've never been one for being social, right? So this seems like the best way for me to share myself and still keep that wall up, right? Still have some kind of buffer that keeps me safe, right? Keeps me safe. Because that's important. But I do want to have contact and communication with people. I do want to share my story and hear other people's stories. It's always been under somebody else's terms, We're going to my way or the highway. And it's like, you know what, now I'm in the driver's seat and I can decide, what stays and what goes. I'm out of here. And that, that makes it safer for me. That makes me feel more comfortable in sharing. A random thought. I was just thinking back to Temecula, Rancho California, 1979, 80, in a neighborhood called Las Arena, and it was just two long streets with a few adjoining streets, dead-end street cul-de-sacs and stuff, and that was it. And one road leading into it, and the one road leading into it dead-ended at a little dirt wash, and then kind of went up into the hills, and then there was absolutely nothing around it except for a mobile home park on the hill and a few other houses on a hill. But 1979, 80 in this neighborhood here, this was a real actual neighborhood with homes and streets and something we weren't really used to. We had spent the better part of 6 or 7 years bouncing around, and while we had settled down in Fallbrook for less than a year, moving to Temecula, Rancho California in 1979 and 80 was almost like the longest period of, it was the longest period of time we spent in one place. And it was in this neighborhood, my father's mother, Opal, she rented this house for us, a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms, a big backyard and front yard. It was right on the street in the neighborhood, and it was amazing. It was amazing to live in an actual house after so many years of being on the road and living in vans and trailers and sleeping in oddball places, waking up in a motorhome, 100,000, 100 or 1,000 miles away from where you went to sleep, and that shit happens, or it happened, and it was. And I sitting here and I flashed back to Temecula back in 79, 80 in that neighborhood. Any time of the day or night, that neighborhood was picture perfect. The streets, the trees, the houses, the kids playing, the cars, the dogs, everything was picture perfect. Every single minute my eyes saw, right? And I used to sit and go down to the park with blank sheets of paper and pencils, and I would just go sit in the park, and my sister would go swing on the swing and go play and stuff, and I would just sit there and draw a bench and a tree and a path, you know, and that was my happy place, you know, was just sitting under a tree drawing, you know. Why don't I do that anymore, right? I should go sit under a tree and draw. Yeah, write a post-it about that. Yeah, boob.
I got too much going on, man. I can't get away.
Isn't that always the case? We can't get away. There are these things that just totally cleanse our soul, and we just can't get away to do it, right? That trip to Las Vegas with my daughter, now that was soul cleansing. That was great. The whole, from getting up in the morning and doing my morning show, and then, I mean, I felt like crap when we were driving out there. When we left here, I felt like I didn't want to go. And even the whole first night being there, I felt like crap. But it was still one of the best trips that I've had in forever. You know, that nice drive through the desert. Just hanging out, listening to music with my daughter all the way, talking. It's pretty cool. Hanging out in the hotel, cruising around, looking for food, you know, just chilling out. And it could be as simple as just sitting under a tree, you know, drawing. Because she draws great. We were digging through some boxes of stuff, and I kept pulling out these things that she drew. And, you know, she drew a whole series of hands doing the alphabet in sign language, right? And I'm like, and every hand looked perfect. I took life drawing, and I can't get a hand right to save my life. I can't get a body or a face or anything right. And she's doing this, and she's just nailing every single hand gesture. She draws these cartoon faces that express so much, right? It just knocks me out, right? And I'm like, why don't we do that anymore? You know? And it's school, basically. You know, what I would really love is if my daughter could graduate with her bachelor's and or master's or whatever, decide how far she wants to go, but then at some point go back and use her general and her liberal arts degree that she earned, because she earned 3 degrees at college. A transfer degree to earn her bachelor's. She earned a general education diploma, right? The Associate of Arts degree, and she earned a liberal arts degree. So she could go back and study art, right? And transfer without even having to transfer. She could just start at the university. She would have to take a couple of classes in art and art history at the college, right? That's easy peasy. And then transfer to university and get a bachelor in art. Because she's quite the artist, and if she took the time to just sit and hone her skills, you know, you get a degree in psychology and a degree in art, and to me that says children's books, right? To me that says teaching. Creating and helping at the same time, you I mean, the choices that she has, I don't even think she understands the phenomenal choices she has right now. Being young and intelligent and educated and free and a woman and half Latina. I mean, she just has so many things going for her right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Mexican American. Alright, I'm gonna warm this puppy up. I'm gonna heat it up. I'm gonna get it hot. So hot. Let's turn the air up.
Wow.
I think I got a dog situation. I'll be right back.
It was my imagination. So there. And then I just now flashed over to,
I'm gonna say 77. I'm gonna say the summer before Fallbrook. We spent in Parker, Arizona, living in a mobile home park. Just the summer while my father was trying out a job at a radio station in Indio, California. So from Parker, he would drive a couple of hours every day to Indio and go to work at a radio station there. And then from there also in Parker, my mother and my sister lived in Hollywood in an apartment with a friend of my mother's. And so my mother lived with a friend and they worked out there. And of course, my sister was just about school age or before, so she just lived out there and didn't go to school. I think at one point she went to either a preschool or a kindergarten school out there in Hollywood down the street from, I don't even know if my sister would remember that. Yeah, so my brother and I lived in this mobile home park way out in Parker, Arizona, and my mother and sister lived way out in Hollywood, California, and my father worked at Indio, and it would go back and forth between, and my brother and I would spend a lot of time alone in Arizona while my father was in California, a state away, doing stuff, and sometimes an entire state away, because he'd be in Hollywood, right? And we're in Arizona, and that's the whole width of Southern California, right? That's a pretty hefty drive. That's like 5 hours, from Hollywood to Parker, Arizona, on a good day. So you know what, I have a hard time leaving my daughter, even at this age, leaving her alone in a town, or knowing that she's in another, like if she goes with her friends to Big Bear, that's rough for me, and that's only an hour away, or a little over an hour. But to do a whole state between you and your kids, I don't know. I don't know, no judging, but I would have a hard time doing that. You know, I wasn't them. Times were different then. I can't say, you're fucking assholes. You know, I don't do that. It is what it is. It's weird, to say the least. It was quite the experience for my brother and I. It actually wasn't horrible. We were so used to being free-range kids that it was just normal, right? For him to say, okay, I'll be back later. You know, there's food in the fridge, don't eat it all at once. And then he would be gone. And it was the summertime, so we didn't have school. So we didn't have rules, we didn't have regulations. We didn't have anybody around to enforce the rules, right? If my father was around, he'd be sleeping. With all that working and driving, the only thing that he was doing when he was there was either making something for us to eat or sleeping. Period. My brother and I, we were out running amok constantly. Constantly. He would instantly make friends with everybody. And within a couple of days to a week, we knew, or Robert knew everybody in the park. And we would go to places and hang out all day long with people and their family. Or a bunch of us kids would go off and terrorize someplace. It was just crazy. We didn't get invited to go do stuff. And of course, I have to go because he can't leave me alone. I got my little brother with me. So I get to go to the ice skating rink or whatever, you know, or the roller skating. And yeah, it was pretty weird. Pretty weird. And we weren't used to living in Arizona. So geographically, environmentally, it was really, really different. The smells, the temperatures, the thunderstorms, the wind. There was this great big thunderstorm one weekend, and the wind was so crazy that it was blowing these big giant trash cans around the neighborhood, just sliding them down the street. Some would tip over. Most of them would just be pushed down the street like little robots moving around, right? We actually found an empty one and got in it and allowed it to be pushed by the wind. And we just got in it and fucking rolled in that thing. You know, that was crazy. That we had to, when the wind got really, really bad, you had to dive down onto the ground and cover yourself up, because when you're out running around shirtless in shorts in the middle of summer, it feels like you're being sandblasted, right? Fucking crazy. I remember going to see the movie Carrie that summer. And, God, was that 76 or 77? No, I'm gonna. Oh man, I don't, would you get away from me? Delete junk. So let's see, who was the director of Carrie? Right? Oh, it keeps popping into my head and going away. Come on. I'm going to say 1976 movie Carrie. In 1976. So when did it come out? When release date? Yeah, well, what was the release date? 76. I'm imagining it came out in, wow, was I really that young? Okay, so I'm 8 years old when and it's the summer of 76. Nah. got to be 77. It's got to be 77. Thinking it came out in 76, and we saw it in the theater when our little podunk Parker, Arizona, in that era. Now, who is this? Oh, look, there's my brother. I'm gonna send him a message. Did I do it? There it is. There you go. There you go. There you go. Does that mean I'm live? Yeah. There you go. There you go. So anyway. There you go. So I was just sending a message to my brother, who was wishing me a happy birthday, because it's August 20th. And there you go. That's one of the periods that I don't remember birthdays. I don't remember birthdays during that. 76, 77, 78, 79. 80. Yeah. They were pretty generic, really, or forgotten. They were either forgotten or generic, or kind of, okay, it's not real important right now to worry about birthdays because we have life to worry about, right? We have survival. So sometimes it was like that. But more often than not, it was pretty generic because my brother and I shared the same birthday. We shared the same birthday. Exactly 2 years apart. So I quite often got treated like a twin when they did birthdays, right? It was like, okay, well, let's get two of these. Right? One for him, one for him. And that's pretty much the way it went. Okay, so now I remember 1976. My brother just posted a photo of birthday 1976 at my Aunt Sandy and Uncle Glenn's house around the time of a family reunion that we did. And skateboards were really in, and we both got skateboards, and we were both on the cake on skateboards. And we got skateboards and we got passes to a skate park. I didn't like skating. I didn't like skateboards. Wasn't my thing. I didn't have balance. I wasn't, athletic like Robert, my brother. So it was weird, you know. I'd get on a skateboard and I'd sit down and ride it sitting down. That's how I rode a skateboard. I just wasn't into it. So I'd get a skateboard or a football or a BMX or something, and it just wasn't me. You know, nobody ever got me an art kit, right? Which is probably what I really, or some books, a set of encyclopedias. But yeah, funny stuff. Funny stuff. you go. There you have it. And there it is. Fridalginese. Yeah. Fralgemin. Feknausted. Bergen. Dagbupers. What the hell's he talking about? Talking gibberish, man. Don't you know? Don't you know gibberish? Don't you know? Don't you know? I wonder what this phone does with gibberish. I know that phone there. This is an Apple. That one's an Android. Let's see. We'll send a message to myself. There's myself. And I am going to send a message to myself in gibberish. Alright? Blang it. Booked him a Parker Sagan. Agnum a Parker Lake Suit and a Parker Haggison. Magnum a Curly McCuisson. Gag. Hang Dagnum a Parker Tukasak. Hang up my buck Nick Tickle Parker Sagan. Can anybody else do that? Blornifus stick tip furk stagnum hick diggy number for good talk on the task you for good sagnum a mover. Hoogan of who was even a pilot. The moving of a sagnum. Alright. So it caught a little bit of that. It gets confused. Let me send it to myself. Alright. What it translated was blanket booked in before Kagan Ama per Lakes summon Parker Hagen Magnum bit USA gag park to suck tickle. Nobody else do that. Stick tipped stag number. I'll read that one more time. Blanket booked in before Kagan Ama per takes summon Parker Hagen Magnum bit USA gag park to suck tickle. Nobody else do that. Stick tip stag number. That's just great, man. That's just fantastic. I love it. Yeah. So you can do that on your thing here and send a text gibberish message. I wonder if it'll work here. Let me give it a whirl. I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, people are running screaming out of the studio here. Magna Berfrucht Stidum of her look at the Magnum of Fugus Sagnum and Heaton of Bugan Pagas. Ignum of Frelum, Bugan of Pagasinum of Pugan Pogam. Ignum of Fragus. It moved for breaking April for Hagen about Megan of Hagen, Booga of Hagen, making sneaking of a pot. Moodum of hit biggins of a fart and make it squirgle of a café, sneaking of a first, and kind of break it like my hinderboard. Alright, I'm gonna send. I don't know what it means. Okay. Magnificent of her look at the bag of Focus, Saginaw, Michigan. Modem of a big and small fire in the beginning. We are going to pick up ass naked up a person. That's great. Now somebody's going to come along and read this and think, I think the guy's having a stroke. Magnificent of her look at the bag of Focus, Nagasau, Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan. Modem of a big and small fire in the beginning. We are going to pick up ass naked of a person. There's a story in there, you know. That's totally, dude. I love it. I love it. I love it. I totally love it, man. Alright, so check out my gibberish. I just Come on. There it is. I just now wrote down some gibberish, spoke gibberish into my phone there, so you can see, read the comment there. That's gibberish, and that's how my phone interpreted the gibberishish, like that. So, back to coffee. Enough with the gibberish. Let's see, what time is it here? Well, we have until 8, so we have just under an hour and a half. So, I was thinking, why not? Why not grab us a TV guide? And let's just grab a one here. Here's a good one. This is a TV guide from from 1979. Look, so this is what we would have been watching on television in Rancho California / Temecula / Las Arena. Here's that set of encyclopedias that if anyone would have asked me back then, what do you want, kid? It would have been this set of encyclopedias. I could have mastered all of my schoolwork with that. Oh look, hey, it's the Fat Albert Halloween special. And it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Now those I actually watched. These here, we actually watched those on TV. Probably the same night here. That's great. That's just freaking beautiful, man. Let's see, where is this? 79 week of prototypes. What area is this? That's what I want to know. What area? What area? Avalanche Express. Ooh, Robert Shaw, Lee Marvin, Linda Evans, Maximilian Schnell, Mike Connors, Horst Buchholz. I remember Horst Buchholz. Wasn't he one of the guys in the Magnificent Seven, the original, not the Asian version, but the whitey version. Yeah, and Joe Namath. Joe Namath, what the fuck is he doing in here? As Leroy. Boy. All Quiet on the Western Front, and this is the '79 version. And looks like they're doing some heavy filming. Wow, that's heavy, man. So Central California edition. That explains it. This is the Central California edition. So this is pretty close to the Southern California edition. But this is Totally Television Tuesday. So we'll take a look at some of this TV guide stuff and maybe read a little bit. The Girl with ESP, ABC Weekend Special. Laura's just like all 13-year-olds, except she can predict the future. Ooh. Who is that girl? Who's that girl? Who's that girl? She looks familiar, but not. Stuck totally yes, but not. Weekend Special, Girl with ESP. Laura. Rachel Longacre. I guess that's her, Rachel Longacre. Let's see if Rachel Longacre ever did anything else after this ABC Weekend Special. And if so, what is that? Rachel. And let's get the name correct here. Longacre. Search. Actress. Sound 1965, and known for Night of the Demons and Oh God. Becky Landers, oh, she's the daughter, okay. Amy Louise Godsey on the Waltons. MathNet. Jerry Lynn, she has 18. Oh. She was in Roots. She was in Little House on the Prairie. She was in 2 episodes of Sybil, the miniseries. Circle Street of Children. Oh God, of course. San Pedro Beach Bums. Rafferty. ABC Weekend Specials, 1 episode. 3 episodes of the afternoon ABC special. 17 episodes of The Waltons. Well, American Playhouse, Kate and Allie in 1984. And then MathNet, Square One Television, Santa Barbara, a Walton Thanksgiving Reunion, Night of the Demons, and 96 was her last credit, A Case for Life. She plays a young nurse. And then I guess she kind of faded out. And that is Laura's, what was her name? Rachel Longacre. Well, Rachel Longacre. Isn't that special? Muppet Show. Celebrity Challenge of the Sexes. Leif Garrett versus Barbie Benton. Oh, I see. Man against woman. Oh, this is probably because we're on the tail end of that whole Billie Jean King thing, where of course there was a battle of the sexes between her and that guy. I don't remember the fucking whole story. Somebody does. You tell me the story. And on the back of this TV guide, we've got a Winston Light Lotar cigarette ad, right? Because you gotta have a cigarette, you know. Totally. Totally. The Roper's Chips. A bogus clergyman uses a church as a front for printing counterfeit money that circulates right into Ponch's hands. Oh, Ponch. There you go. Parties in this one. I love a good Chips episode. And if that was something that we were watching in Rancho California at the time, living in La Serena, my brother and I used to run in and sit down. Well, it was on syndication, so let's see, it would be on in the afternoon. See if Chips pops up in the afternoon, like 4 or something. After school special. wasn't on this, in this area here. Totally, man. That's just crazy. Alright, so we got Fantasy Island. That's back. The Love Boat. Ooh, the Love Boat. These are all shows that I used to watch. I guess I was an ABC kid, right? Because I watched a lot of ABC. After school specials, the afternoon special, the ABC Thursday night movie. It was always something, right? It was always something. Let me reload my comments here in case anyone is reading my gibberish and going, what the fuck are you talking about, asshole? Ooh, Wild Kingdom. South American Cattle Roundup. Wow. The Tattered Web. Ironside. Over-the-shoulder cam, I think it's got to come next, right? And I'll just put a camera over here, spin my chair around so you can look right down onto my lap here and see what I'm looking at. I think that's going to be the best way to handle that situation, where that wind is really blowing over there. My AC is just kicking it. Oh, let's see. Gus the Pigskin Mule. Dick Van Patten and Ed Asner. Tim Conway, Bob Crane, Tom Bosley, Harold Gould, the guy with the mustache, the Bosch Man, Gary Grimes, and of course Don Knotts. And then, what is this? 2-hour special TV guide, the first 25 years, NBC. Wow. Milton Berle, Bob Hope, Elvis Presley, Liza Minnelli, Michael Landon, Barbara Streisand. Oh, look, there's Phil Donahue. Phil Donahue just passed away the other day. Isn't that something? 88 years old. Old Phil Donahue. One of the pioneers in talk show television. Right? And here he is. Looks like he's in charge of, he's in charge of the retrospect of Phil Donahue as the host, for a glance back at the history of an era as it was reflected. So TV Guide, the first 25 years. That goes back quite a ways, from 79. Over 400 proven ways to make money. No experience needed. Instant profits everywhere. Just collecting crap and selling it. That's it. Marciano, starring Tony Lobianco, Belinda J. Montgomery, and Vincent Gardenia. Hey, you bunch of mugs. Ooh, an ad for Kent cigarettes. Ooh, look at that. Kent cigarettes. I can't talk about it. Drop up to 10 pounds with new AIDS droplets. AIDS droplets. I bet that didn't last too much longer after 79. They're AIDS droplets. AIDS. AIDS. It sounds a little too close to something else with the same sound, different spelling. The 3 o'clock movie. West Side Story's on twice. Oh, part 1 and part 2. Oh, I see. That's what it is. Football, Broncos at the Steelers. Britannica 3 sampler. Now that's pretty cool. It's got different, comes with a bookshelf too. Oh, that's sweet. Look at that. You get your encyclopedias and it comes with that cool bookshelf that you can assemble at home. It's a pretty big package. All those books. That's great. And Baby Makes 6. Sheesh. Colleen Dewhurst and Warren Oates. Warren Oates. He played the sergeant on Stripes. Okay. Totally. And Roots, Monday, starting Monday at 9 p.m. Far out. I love it. Running Fence. This 1977 documentary chronicles the construction of a mammoth and controversial work of art in California. Designed by a Bulgarian-born artist, Christo, Running Fence was to be an 18-foot high nylon sheet fastened to cables and poles that would meander 24 miles over hills and valleys of Sonoma and Marin counties, and then remain standing for 2 weeks. While Christo envisioned the fence as an incredible ribbon of light, detractors saw it as some lousy curtain and a fraud. The result was a 4-year battle by the artist, his wife, Jean-Claude, and their supporters to win the approval of the local zoning boards and skeptical ranchers whose land the fence would cross. In 1976, after 18 public hearings, Christo is seen jubilantly getting the go-ahead, only to face fresh obstacles. Environmentalists, angry at seeing the fence extended into the Pacific Ocean, obtained a restraining order to block its completion, and Mother Nature herself, in the form of gusty winds, threatened to blow away the yet unbuttoned sections of Christo's creation. Running Fence. That seems like an interesting documentary to research. So let's see. I might as well. That's why I have Post-its. Right? Running Fence. Christo. Running Fence. And who did the documentary? Movie 9. Well, it doesn't say what affiliate it is or anything. It just says 18 and 19. I'm assuming those are regular stations. Do we have a channel list here? Here we go. 18 is Fresno, 9 is San Francisco, PBS. Okay, so they're both PBS. So I'll do PBS documentary. Right. Okay. And now I can research that. That should be interesting, and then maybe I'll bring it to the channel. Because I can do that kind of stuff there, buddy. Right? Okay, I'm going to warm up my coffee and save my place here. Let's get to warm up my coffee. Don't go anywhere. man. I feel like my house is going to just fall out from underneath me. Help. I really need a new home. I mean, I almost feel better about living in a travel trailer, right? At least that is an easier fix most of the time, and it's easily to replace, right? But I got so much crap now. And my wife and daughter could never go back to living in that kind of confinement. Yeah, but this house, man, it needs help. It needs a lot of help. I'm so concerned about it just collapsing. So anyways, back to the coffee. That's hot. Hot. So we got a 1979 TV guide for late October 1979 for Central California, Fresno Bob, dude. So WKRP in Cincinnati, there's a hell of a show. Lonnie Anderson, and then what's his face? Howard Hussman. Rory Sandy. He played that kind of country guy. I thought this said panties. 40,000 patients tell our story. Gosh. 40, well, you're probably the only guy in the area. Oh, wow. No? You got a lot of offices. Gunsmoke's still on. Weeknights, it said. Let's see, we got Happy Days. Is Richie leaving home to live with an older woman? Oh. Angie gets a mink coat, but not from her husband. Ooh. Three's Company. The roommates are invited to a swinging sexy penthouse. Ooh. And Taxi. A love-struck woman won't take no from Alex. Ooh. And then, of course, let's follow that up with some Heart to Heart. All tonight on ABC. It's good watching there. Don Meredith and Slim Pickens in Undercover with the KKK. Heavy stuff. He wore a white sheet to work for the FBI. Don Meredith, undercover with the KKK. He had a job to do even if it meant seducing other men's wives or getting his own throat cut. Slim Pickens, James Wainwright, Michelle Carey. World premiere on NBC tonight at 9. I'm telling you, man. is a basketball star with a secret, and he's afraid to tell anyone. He wants to dance ballet. That's what it is. Happy Days Again, comedy. The Cunninghams' house guest is an arrogant French fencer, Patrick Gorman, who provokes Richie, Ron Howard, to accept his challenge to a duel. Henry Winkler, Tom Bosley, Marion Ross. Happy Days Again. So that's, it went into syndication, and it was on nightly, and they changed the title. Just like they wanted to change it to Fonzie's Happy Days, or they changed episodes specifically like Fonzie and Pinky, right? I mean, wow. They were really, really weird about that whole fucking show. They couldn't make up their fucking minds. You know, the show was about Richie and his family, and they all of a sudden, after 2 seasons, they wanted it to be all about Fonzie. You know, and Richie's like, you know, you hired me to do this show, and the show was about Richie and his family living in the 1950s, and now all of a sudden you want to make it this pop show about this guy in a jacket and all of these catchphrases and stuff. And he didn't get it. And he told him straight out, look, I want to be a director and stuff, and I'm only doing this so that I can go to school and get into movies, and we'll let you direct, we'll let you direct. And he's like, well, you've got all the best TV directors in the world. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take away from them. They know what they're doing. I want to direct movies. You know, if you guys want to do that whole Fonzie thing, that's fine, but I'm out. And he stuck with it for a long time until, and it, ultimately the show was pretty much about the Cunninghams until Richie was gone. And then it became all about the Fonz, and the Fonz living with the Cunningham family, and the Fonz eventually owning the Arnold's restaurant, and getting engaged to that girl with little Heather Rourke as the lady's daughter, and he was going to be a stepdaddy Fonzie. The show got really, really freaking weird, right? The second half of the series just went wonky, right? I mean, you got, what, Mary Beth, is that what Cunningham's wife's name was? The girl he dated in the second half of the show, and then got her pregnant and went off to Vietnam and never came home, right? Well, he did come home, but he went home to Mayberry. He went home to Mayberry and that pregnant wife. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. More ABC. We got 8 is Enough, Charlie's Angels, and Vegas. Fucking A, what a combo. Three 1-hour shows. And then Magic by David Copperfield on CBS. Maybe he's going to make Lonnie Anderson or Valerie Bertinelli disappear. Right? House Calls. Walter Matthau and Glenda Jackson. 1978 movie. Real people. There we go. A nudist restaurant. Ugh. Rafting along a fabled Colorado River. Barbershop Quartet Convention, and a reunion of WW2 fighter pilots. Sarah Purcell, John Barber, Skip Stevenson, Bill Rafferty, and Byron Allen. So that's an early one. It's got to be first season.
That's got to be first season stuff right there.
Let's see. Saturday Night Live. The best of Saturday Night Live. Now a Wednesday night series. Wow. Hello, Larry, which is McLean Stevenson after he left MASH. They killed him off. And He did Hello Larry, and I remember that show. Kim Richards. Meadowlark Lemon. Yeah. It's a good show. And Different Strokes. With guest Muhammad Ali. What you talking about, Muhammad? What you talking about, Cassius? There you go. Now it's Thursday, and we're looking at absolutely nothing. Oh, here we go. Kate the Detective, right on. Kate Mulgrew, B.B. Besh, Robin Clark, and Peter Donnet, okay, and Robert Gray. I recognize all these names. So Kate Mulgrew, that's an easy one. She plays the captain on Star Trek Voyager. Right? She's the captain of the ship. I don't remember her fucking name right now. B.B. Besh. B.B. Besh played Mrs. Beetle. She played the early teacher on, for many years, played the teacher on Little House on the Prairie, the school teacher. And then along came somebody else, and Alonzo, Zaldamo, right? Yeah, Peter Donnet, that's Robert Gray. Those names are really familiar. So, American Lifestyle. This portrait of Louis Armstrong traces his life from the New Orleans childhood to his career as master of the jazz and swing music. So that's something that would have popped on late night TV, and I would have probably been watching it. Treasure Galleon, 1973 movie. Johnny Carson, Bill Cosby, Joel Grey, Larry Hagman, Shields and Yarnell. I might have watched that. Five Gates to Hell, 1959. Raw, suspenseful tale of 2 Red Cross doctors and 7 nurses held captive by brutal Chinese guerrillas. I might have watched that. Twilight Zone. Late night stuff, and then I would have been left to my own devices and probably would have gotten sleep after 2, because that's when sign off was, 1 or 2. Sign off when TVs used to go dormant and there was nothing else to watch. There wasn't enough content, right? Now we've got decades and decades of old content, and that much more new content coming out every year. They don't have enough places to put all of this content. I got content stacked up in hard drives here that's never going to see the light of day because it's just, I don't have time. As I sit reading a TV guide from 1979, $6 Million Man, 9 a.m. Phil Donahue, Little Rascals, Our Gang, Card Sharks, 9:30 Brady Bunch, Croft Superstars. Ooh, there we go. So what do we start the morning off with? Friday morning. Okay, so we'll think about Saturday morning, right? Good Morning America, David Hartman. Actress Marsha Mason. Captain Kangaroo. Lauren and Shirley at 10. The girls are eager to prepare for a dinner for two bachelors. Electric Company, Juarez, 1939. The story of Mexican revolutionary and his opposition to Maximilian. Right on, is Maximilian. TV Guide pins down your new shows, your old shows, with home delivery. Ooh. Gosh, get it delivered. Some of these were delivered because they got the stamps on them. Shirley Jones stars as Shirley. It's Goodbye, New York. Hello, Lake Tahoe. Can Shirley and her family make a dream come true? Now, let's see, who are the kids? Peter Barton, Rosanna Arquette, Brett Schreier, Tracy Gold, little Tracy Gold, wow. Ann Doran, John McIntyre. So, Tracy Gold, she was on Growing Pains, right? And of course, all I can remember is the theme to that other show. What would you do, baby, without us? What would you do, baby, without us? Sha-la-la-la. No, really. That was horrible. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The Bible, 1966. Wow. Peter O'Toole, Ava Gardner, George C. Scott, Stephen Boyd, John Huston, Richard Harris, Eula Bergrid, and Michael Parks. I don't remember that movie. The Rockford Files. Yeah, my grandmother loved that show. What would we do, baby? Stop it. Stop it. Oh, and there's the crossword puzzle. Looks like it's completed. I don't know if they did any good. Here's an ad for Merit cigarettes here. Merits. I'll have a Merit. Merit. You can call him Johnny Fever, or you can call him Howard Hessman, or you can call him Don Sturdy. And we've got a little interview stuff here with Howard Hessman. An ad for the movie Meteor. Starts October 19 in a theater near you. And that's just a great Sean Connery, Natalie Wood, Carl Malden, Brian Keith, not to be confused with Keith Bryant now. That's David Keith and Keith David. What do you do, baby, without us? Sha-la-la. Grillers. Morningstar Farms Grillers. Huh. It looks like it's a pre-veggie burger. Morningstar. Wow, I didn't know they were around that long. I bet it's a soy hamburger mix. Wow. That is pretty heavy. What is this ad? Is this Waiting for Goosebumps? A reporter's search for 3 ordinary women turned out to be an emotional experience. Am I going your way? I don't know what that's all about. 1980 Chevy Malibu. Fucking A. And then it's parked right in front of a Toyota and a Volvo dealer. Right? That's fucking bitchy, man. Yeah, right. Yeah. 1980 Chevy Malibu. It was pretty much a piece of crap. Pretty much a piece of crap. V6. 3.8 liter V6. Standard. Oh, it's not available in the 3.8 liter V6 is the 229 cubic inch. It's not available in California. The 231 cubic inch is the standard in California. The bigger one, right? What the fuck's that all about? So there you go. So now we're going to take this one here. And
Nope. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah.
I might as well. I might as well. Do this. See the back of my bald head. Professor Howardman. And we'll take down Dorothy Hamill. Dorothy Hamill was up there. Because she was. I'm just saying, that's where she was. Dorothy Hamill, and this one is from November of '76. And what, Central California as well. And there's Dorothy Hamill. Dorothy Hamill special, John Denver special, Olivia Newton-John special, 3 in a row. That night's too special. I don't think I could do that. A miniature Christmas tree. Oh, see, that's something we would have had in '76, living in a motorhome or a small mobile home trailer or something. Totally. Yeah, Maud. All's fair.
It's all fair.
I'm gonna plug my phone in so I can see what time it is.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's what time it is.
That's it, all right. It's time. A giant 1977 memo calendar. Ooh, I'd love to have that. Look at that 74-piece tool set at Sears. Lowest price ever. $49.99. Standard. Wow. Save $61.45 on a standard set and $67.85 on a metric set. That's a lot of savings. Gosh golly. Fidelity Interstate Life Insurance Company, accident only coverage. Outline of coverage. Wow, it just gives you the whole thing right there. Cover me, cover me. Oh, Sybil Part 1. Oh, Sybil. She started looking scary, man. When she'd turn her head down like that and get that little funny face, used to scare the hell out of me, man. Turn it, I don't want to watch Sybil. No, I don't want to watch Nun now. I can't see the flying nun do that. Oh, Gidget, please, no, Gidget. The Apple Dumpling Gang. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Oh, an ad for those flip-floppy sandal things that have the bumps under your feet, right? On the sole of your feet, walking on these bumps. I remember those shoes. I'll remember them. Yeah, I think we had some of them. They sucked. Just felt like you were walking on crap. That's not right. You shouldn't walk like that. Probably fucked a lot of people's feet up. Start losing weight today. Go see this doctor.
I just start hacking parts off of you. That you'll lose some weight that way, right?
If I throw pieces of you in the garbage, then, or sell them on the black market. How much for 14 pounds of pure fat? Yeah, man. I'll take some of that, man.
What?
What's this? The St. Louis Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. So they were the LA Rams then. Yeah. Life Goes to the Movies, 1976. Nice hardcover book. It's a nostalgia book club offering. All in the Family, Alice, Carol Burnett Show. What do we got here? Oh, the Celebrity Olympics. Man. Battle of the Network Stars. An ABC Sports special. That's pretty ballsy, you know. It's pretty heavy to do something at that time, to get all the network stars together on one channel for events. And then what if your channel loses and you're the channel holding the events? Hey, tough shit. Tough shit. Holmes and Yo-Yo. When detectives Holmes and Yo-Yo are when detectives Holmes and Yo-Yo, one a riotous robot and the other a hilarious human, crack a case, you'll crack up with laughter. I remember that show. I wanted to like it because it had a robot in it, but it was just dumb. It was just really dumb. It was Seagram's. Let's see what we got here. I know I saw some tapes here. Here we go. The Columbia House Record and Tapes Club, and there's just tons and tons of 8-tracks here. I love 8-tracks. I don't know why. I've got 1,000 fucking 8-track tapes. Why? I don't know. Because they're neat. I want to keep my baby. Oh my goodness. Muriel Hemingway. 15-year-old girl gets pregnated. There you go. I gotta bring in Big Face. Big, and you want to come up here? You can come up here. Come on. Come up here. No? Okay. Suit yourself, big girl. But I think we're about done with this TV guide here. This has got to go into a used pile. I'm going to have to get a box for a used pile of TV guides so we don't repeat, because I've got maybe a couple hundred TV guides there. So I will be putting TV guides there in that spot. Sometimes it'll be a book, magazine. I want to kind of mix it up so I can share the different things going on in my little minuscule life here, because I don't do much. I don't get out much. I mean, I do, 1 or 2 times a month I get out and go do something fun, and I get out on a semi-regular basis when I'm not in the throes of depression. But I'm not a social guy. I don't get out much. I don't get out much. I don't really find the need to get out and mingle. Anyway, to do about it, right? Looks like Big Dog got a little warm out there. It's 78 and clear out right now. You know what I'd like to do is get a little bank of clocks that's got like 3 or 4 clocks across it that I can set at different times, so I can have them set for different places around the world where I have friends, so to speak. So to speak. Soda. What's he talking about, so to speak? You know? Jeez. That guy's weird. What an man. What just down friggin' man. What an Getting down to the end of the coffee here. We got about a half hour to go. What am I gonna do today? Now is I gotta start making some kind of a plan. What is going on today? Let's see, my wife has some phone calls to make. I've got some stuff to upload and some videos to start making. I guess I can do uploads on this computer over here and make some videos over here. I've got to fix that one video that I had. This morning. Yeah. One of my videos is wrong. I was listening to it and it's like, oh man, that's no good. Its label's wrong. So now I got to go back and make sure that it's right, but also I don't want to have to go back and check every single video and listen to it. I'm going to assume it's just the one time. It's happened before, but it's been a while. So there's that. I need to pick out a show for this evening. Right. And upload more stuff for next week. Those should go pretty quick. Those are small video files. X-1s are pretty big. They're anywhere from 1.5 to 3 or 6 gigabytes, you know, for the video. But then some of them are. Oh, there goes the trash man. He didn't get that treated, eh? He's a loud dude. Goes right by my window here. Revving his engine because it's a slight uphill. So anyway, let's see. I've got to post something on the event page about local musician people from the old days. And the main thing is to just not say no, not give any definite answers. Just get with people and say, okay, look, why don't you get us something, some kind of video of you doing what you do, and we'll get it approved by committee, basically, right? And then figure out how to schedule everything in, right? Because I don't want to say no, but I also don't want to schedule people and have them show up and be completely unprepared, be completely unprofessional, you know, and be completely out of touch with reality, right? You know, if you can croon at your local karaoke bar, that's great, but you gotta have actual chops, or actually have to have had previous chops from the old days, right? That's it. It's got to chop. Chop, chop.
What the fuck is he talking about now? Pork chops?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, you know. You know? No. Am I? Oh, no way. I'd like to put together something for each night with the all-star band, right? Something some kind of configuration of the old musicians and singers from back in the day, you know. It's like, okay, this night, this kind of conglomeration of people are going to get together and do this night, and then this night it's going to be a slightly different mix, and then this night, same thing, a little bit different mix of people, right? So that everybody kind of gets an opportunity to get up and do something. What if it's only 3 guys? Well, then it's nothing to worry about. Problem solved. Get up there and just do Rush. Right? Alright, so there's that. So let's see, I need to call the dentist, and I need to call the shirt place, and get that ball rolling, right? This guy here. What else do I need to do today? You know what I need is another shed. Oh. Or build a wall in here and just string it with cabinets, top and bottom, countertop, and then have a place to put stuff, actual friggin' stuff, boxes of things. Cupboards with shelves, drawers to put stuff in. We don't have crap like that in here. That's kind of a bummer. Most of our storage is just kind of sitting around, right? Boxes of this, bags of that. Kind of sucks. I'm just afraid to start any long-term construction in here, figuring that once I do, this place is just going to collapse. You know? Oh, somebody win the lottery and buy me a lesser crappy place. I don't care if it's crap, just as long as it doesn't fall apart. Right? I don't need much. Just to know that I'm not going to wind up in a sinkhole. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. rather than try to put one cardboard cylinder under the center of the mobile home in one spot, you know, round cylinder, round cylinder, round cylinder, round cylinder, and then fill them with concrete, rebar and stuff. Rather than do something like that, why not in the back have two with a support beam across so that it rests? Right? That might be better. And then it's got that strength back there on the end where it's really high. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here because I got nothing else. I got nothing. But anyway, back to what am I going to do today? Shit, I don't know. I guess it depends on what my wife and daughter have planned. I really need to get out to the t-shirt place and talk to them and get some designs going. And if they can create some, if they could just do me a few sample shirts, create the screens, do some samples, and then I can start slinging shirts. Donations, you know. They've got to be heavy-duty donations, right? Because this whole thing is about, it's not about making money, it's not about earning bread or geekas, you know, it's about, straighten up here. It's about getting this party rolling, right? And if I can take in, you know, like $100 donations and give out t-shirts in exchange, right? Support a worthy cause, you get a t-shirt. Support a worthy cause twice as much, and you got your choice: 2 t-shirts or a day to the event, right? Support X amount of money and you get shirts and tickets to the event. Bang, because that's how it's going to work. It's all about donation. It's not going to be free. I can't support any cost like that. It's just too much. Come on, go. Come on. All right, come on by me then. Biggin. She's a biggin. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get out. Gotta get out. Of course, I gotta go out Sunday to the concert. So usually a day or two before a concert, I'll really get a lot of rest. Try to get extra amounts of sleep because I got insomnia and I don't sleep. So the more the better. And then try to rest up. You know, eat well, eat healthy. Try not to indulge too much. Try not to do a whole lot of fast food because that'll screw me up. Yeah, the other night before I went on, my microphone here, I was trying to tighten it, and it stripped, and the microphone just dropped out. And it just dropped out, and I'm like, I got like 5 minutes to showtime, and my microphone is just hanging there. So I just grabbed the duct tape, and I just started wrapping. I just wrapped this way, wrapped that way, and I just put it all together and wrapped it up. What else can you do? And it's safe. Yay. But now I got to come up with something new, something different. Get a new clamp thing going on, drill it out so I go all the way through and put on a really good nut. That's what I'm going to have to do. I always have to MacGyver crap. You buy stuff and it's just garbage. It's just only going to last 18 months max. If it's a car, you're lucky you're going to get 5 years out of it. If it's a home crap, home furnishings, home electronics, 18 months, and then it's garbage. And this microphone bar arm thing here is no different. You know, it's probably about 18 months old. Used the shit out of it. The whole mechanism to attach it to anything is a piece of garbage. And so I've had to use a penny to give it something to grab onto. Really, I had to use a penny in order to MacGyver that. And now I've had to use duct tape to MacGyver this. Yeah. But I gotta have this on the arm so that it's easy to deal with. I can't have it sitting down. It would get knocked over or bumped into all the time. So this is what I got. Cheers. The last of the coffee here. I guess that means it's time for a few more bong hits. And now we'll just do this thing. The bat box. Good old bat box. Little one-hitter sneak-a-toke. I use this thing regularly, especially for concerts. I'm quite often sneaking into the bathroom at a concert to alleviate my pain. And as soon as we get in there, well, before we get into the concert, I'll usually have a couple of hits. And then I'll just jam this into my pocket and go through the beepers and stuff. It's worked for me so far. And then I'll just run off to the bathroom, run into a stall, preferably one with a vent fan on. And it don't matter. I don't give a shit at this point. There's so many people walking around smelling like weed and vape, and it just doesn't bother me anymore. I don't get paranoid. I don't give a fuck. So I'll go and I'll, be courteous, and I'll go in a stall somewhere and have a couple of hits. Try not to leave a whole trail of smoke. Try to take the smoke outside as much as I can. But it's a pretty regular thing at a concert, depending on the length of the concert, how long it took to get there, what kind of pain I'm in when I get there. Sometimes I get to a show and I don't even care if I'm going to be able to get high, because I'm just not in. I've already been able to deal with the pain ahead of time. So I just sit down and enjoy the show, like the last one, The Killers. I had a couple of hits. We got in, we sat down. I said, okay, and I ran off to the bathroom, took a couple of hits, came in, sat down for the rest of the show until we got back to the room after In and Out. Or actually, it was after we had In and Out. On the way back to the room, I took a couple of more hits. But it's like everywhere you go now, you smell pot. So it's like, it doesn't even faze me anymore. No. Everybody's smoking it these days. Yep, went mainstream. I'm just glad that if my daughter's going to do it, she's not going to smoke or vape. She's just going to eat the edibles. Right? What's it say for that? I don't want her to ever smoke cigarettes or any kind of form of tobacco or marijuana or anything, There's enough shit out there to give you cancer and pollute your lungs. You don't need to do it on purpose like us old idiots. Yeah, I smoked cigarettes for 20 years. Still smoking marijuana. Gonna give me cancer, gonna kill me. What are you gonna do? So if my daughter's gonna do it, I prefer that she just do the edibles. And preferably something without sugar and sugar-related products. Try to get something that's made with natural flavoring. Sure, it might act a little different in the container, might be a little more sticky or a little more chewy or whatever, but know that it's better if you don't have the whole bunch of sugar, because sugar is cancer food, right? And all of that stevia and all of that other weird anti-sugar shit is just that saccharine. It's just bullshit. It's just more poison, right? So she's not allergic to bees or honey, so find something that's made with honey and real fruit, right? Sounds better, doesn't it? Because you got to stay away from sugar too. Don't smoke. Don't do the sugar thing. You know, and she doesn't. She stays away from soda. She's not a soda person. She never drinks soda. Not in 10 years has my daughter drank soda. Not since, but before junior high, I think. She just gave it up. She just, I don't want soda anymore. She probably, you know, saw a documentary or talked to somebody or learned something about diabetes or something, and it just stuck, right? And things stick with her, you know. When she decides to go down a road, she's on that road. You ain't gonna fucking get her off of it. And that's so me. That's so totally me. That's funny. It's like when people tell me, you gotta do this, man. I don't want to fucking do it, and I'm never gonna do it. You gotta watch this movie. I'm never gonna watch that movie now. You had to say that, right? You had to say, you have to watch it. If you say, I have to do it. And my daughter's kind of the same way. She's kind of the same way. She's a rebel. She's a rebel. Clock? Yeah, we've got, you know, less than 10 minutes left on the old morning show here. Somebody's been bouncing in and out watching, but I've pretty much been here by myself all morning, which is fine, because that's what it's all about. Just me. Just about me. There is going to come a time when I will do something different in the morning. I am thinking about doing a morning drive time show, and I might do that from 5 to 8 or from 5 to 10 or something, and do a morning, full-on morning drive time show with entertainment, all just audio stuff, you know, have topics to talk about, have things to discuss, and just play some music, do some entertaining stuff, but keep it audio, pretty much audio, you know, so I can just get on and start talking, but have a direction, have a goal, have a topic, have a theme for each show. This is fun. This helps, but it's not really necessary anymore. You know, I think if I were to hone my skills a little more on talk radio, right? That might be fun to do that for a while, you know. And we're going, once we get to December, we're going to be about a year's worth of this morning show, right? That's a lot. So, and then a few months after that, we're going to be looking at a year of the nighttime show as well. And that's a lot of live. So, programming changes. I may add stuff, subtract stuff, change stuff, move stuff around. I might do a late night version of this. Late night with Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy. And it could range from anything from me just sitting around shooting the shit to playing video games or whatever. Also, the morning, yeah, I might get into changing the morning up to be more of a talk radio, morning drive type thing, where I can play a little music, talk on some topics and subjects, and have kind of a thematic thing. That's the more I think about that over the last few weeks, the more I kind of like that idea. Yeah. Yeah. That could be fun. So let's ponder that. Let's think about that. Let's see what we could do with that. Morning drive with crazy old weird bearded guy. So instead of mornings with, it'll be morning drive. Have some theme music. I can do a visual, but it will be made so that you don't need to be watching, right? I'm not going to do anything that you need to watch. The theme will be its opening theme. I'll have theme music I can talk over. I'll have songs that I can play. I'll have games and stuff. I should get some kind of spin the wheel thing going so that we can say, okay, these are our topics on the wheel. Let's spin it around and see what we're talking about today. Ooh, we're going to talk about this. And then we'll just get into the graphics computer, pull up information, and talk about it, right? And we'll try to keep it casual, try to keep it somewhat informal so that it's not so stuffy and, okay, now we're going to get into this. And let's talk about this and this for a while. And what I've done is I've decided to talk like an announcer. And I don't want to get into that shit. You know, I'd rather look, oh, check this out. Yeah. Okay, look at this. All right, now listen. This is what this says here. I'm going to read this verb, and then we'll talk about it, right? Something, organic, something fluid, something fun, energetic. So I'm going to start putting something like that together. I think I'll keep my musical format the same. I'll keep it 20s and 30s. Stuff that I can get away with playing on the show. I'll do a little research as far as what songs I play on the show versus what songs I get a copyright notification about, because they'll notify me that you don't want to monetize your channel, but it's okay to play it for historic purposes, right? So I want to take the songs that I don't get hit on and use those songs for the morning drive music, right? So I'll have to keep a running catalog of music, right? So that I don't get and then again I could also start a sister network where it is monetized and I don't use any shared content, right? And I do my morning show there, right? And I could do a double broadcast. I could do live broadcasting on 2 different channels. Mornings with crazy old weird bearded guy here, and morning drive with crazy old morning drive with crazy old weird bearded guy. And then just mornings with. And have them be the same show. 2 different channels, but the same show. One will be me doing my show audio, right? And I can do audio broadcasts, just audio. It'll have a picture, but it's just audio. It's going out as audio. You can catch it as just audio. And then have one that looks like this, where I'm in here and it's in my studio, right? So I could have one loaded up with just a webcam, checking it out, and then one loaded up doing the drive time show. Have one monetized and one not. And just know that I can't do anything copyright infringing on the monetized channel, and I can move a whole bunch of my original content over and have it. I was thinking about like the NBC. They had back before there was this whole issue with monopolization. There were the blue and the red network, right? And eventually they just went down to one network, NBC. And a bunch of them did that, where they had 2 different networks. or more than one under their belt. And I might do something like that. Have an orange network and a green network. Two of my favorite colors, you know. So that might be neat. And give each channel its own color, its own design, but have a lot of crossover stuff, right? All of the copyright stuff over here, and then all of the original content over here, but have it cross over. So you can see it on both channels. Yeah. So I'm going to get into doing something like that. I guess it's about time to wrap this show up. That's good. I gotta take a leak and get something to eat. Get dressed. Get rolling. I got to roll, man. All right. Get my shit together here and get the hell off the air. Right? I got stuff to do, people. I gotta get going. I got a life to live here. Morning show. Closing sequence. Opening up the closing sequence. And alright, people, y'all take it easy. I am going to get out of here. Go do some stuff, you know. Go do some stuff. And have some fun, do some projects, work on something. I gotta do something, right? Alright, people. So, you know the drill. Take care. Be good. Spread love and kindness. Not hate. Be nice to each other. Do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else too, right? Alright. I will be back this evening for another evening show. Until then, I want you all to remember to stay weird, and I will see you tonight. Love ya. Adios.